All right. We have been away for a while, but now we are back. 7:30-ish Sunday night. Welcome back to the Man Cave. Appreciate y'all tuning in, rocking with us as we get ready for another season of Polk County High School basketball. We are your number one source. We appreciate that. We don't take it for granted. Got a good show for you, so we're going to go ahead and get it going. Before we get started, I want to say what's up. I know it's been a while to the All-State PG, All-State coach. What's going on with y'all, fellas?
Happy Sunday.
Not much, man.
Hey,
Glad to be back in the studio with the fam, bro.
Hey.
Right. Yeah, been a minute. Hey, better watch that how you say that number one source, boy. You're gonna have people in your inbox.
That's what I was about to say. Like, bro, people
Right,
think
you
this a
number one source.
competition, bro.
Yeah.
Man, they say
You
imitation is.
got your stalker.
Hey, how that? You just got a stalk out of nowhere too. Like, what we did to get a stalker, man? Like, what you doing, man? You just trying to do the right thing. Anywho,
He know who to post to. I call that guy idiot. Whoever he is.
he is, man. They know I'm the nice guy at the bunch. Y'all two guys are, cutthroat thugs guys, and I'm more the R&B guy. Y'all the trap guys. I'm more the R&B guy. So they come at the R&B guy for a little grace, I guess. So anyway, man, we gonna jump in like we always do. Man, I don't know if you got anything. I know you've been real busy. This is one of your busy times of the year, PG. But if you got anything to mistake, you got it, boss. So you.
Who's at fault for the lack of development at the next level? Is it the kids, the coaches, the parents, for the preparation for the next level?
You're saying if a kid goes to the next level and they're not successful,
they're not prepared.
Not prepared when they get there. Who takes that? Who takes that bullet?
Who's supposed to take that blame?
Man, I think everybody got a part in that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a part in it, but at the same time, the kid gonna have to take ownership. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point you gotta be self-driven. You gotta get yourself prepared mentally and physically. Like a lot of people got an idea on how it is at the next level, and they really don't. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people go in, believing everything that them coaches told you. So now you on campus thinking you the man, and you're really not, bro. You just trying to find your way. And like, bro, if you're not physically ready and you mess around and don't pass your run test or whatever test, your lifting test and everything, you in the
Hey
dog.
man, hold on, man. You talk about me, man.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, hold on, man. Gibbons had me dive at the finish line, bro. You know what that man told me? Nope, you didn't make it.
Oh wow. And then you up the next morning, trying to do it again.
Yeah, but I had to do 5 o'clock in the morning running the lake after that, man.
Exactly.
Did you ever think about this for the birds? I'm heading back to the mount.
Man, I hated everybody that day, man. Listen, it's 1 second, bro. I'm running and I die. You know that feeling and nope, you didn't make it? Bro, that was hurtful, bro.
First was you gotta be quicker. You gotta be quicker than that, huh?
Man, listen, man. Geez, I jumped out good. That monkey hit my back. I started spinning like that. I knew it was over with.
That was the problem. You jumped out. You front loaded it.
Yeah.
You front loaded it.
Yeah, bro. But it put you in the doghouse early, man.
It do, man. It do. Small things.
Yeah. And now you're fighting uphill. Bro, a perfect example is Cormani, bro. Cormani, he's a special talent. You know what I'm saying? But it takes more than that. You know what I'm saying? Dion highlighted, not coming to meetings on time or not coming to meetings at all. And just preparation. I don't know how much time he watched film or, they had, tests on the scouting report, but you have to be locked in, bro. That can put you behind the 8 ball fast, bro. And then once you get there, it's so hard to get out. So now you mentally frustrated, and the first thing you want to do is call home and be like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? This ain't what I thought it was. I'm trying to come home." I remember
And
my
that game
brother
is so
dropped
much
me off.
faster too. That college
Bro,
game is so much faster with
it is,
plays to everything. So you definitely gotta try to lock yourself in.
bro. When my dad dropped me off, he said, "Well, I don't care what you do, but you can't come home."
Can't come home.
It wasn't no option.
Yeah,
So,
I was told you gotta get away for a whole semester before you think about coming home if you're gonna make it.
you better figure
Everybody
it
that come
out.
home before that, that percentage just drops down on if they make it or not.
You better figure it out.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting because, like, I don't know, like, the transfer portal has become like a huge thing of conversation now, and I'm sure a lot of the younger kids who get to college and expect something, which is not, become jump in the transfer portal because of lack of preparation. I mean, you still got school, you got conditioning, you got weightlifting, film, and you got practice and all that stuff mandatory, man. At
Yes,
least it was back then. I don't know how it is now.
I'm pretty sure it hasn't changed. It's probably
Yeah.
more of a demand now. The best thing now with all the electronic devices and whatever, they're monitoring how much time you watching film, bro. Like they seeing how much time you putting in watching film. So
That's that
but like I said, everybody has a hand in it. It's a job for everybody. Like a parent has to prepare a child to leave the house and give them the tools, um, how to be responsible, financially. Now it's not mom or dad now waking you up in the morning to go to class. That's out the window now. So now you got to prepare them for that, as a parent, how to be financially responsible, get there, manage your money, be able to, eat, do certain things. And then as a coach, like people are on high school coaches about being tough on kids, boy. They just don't know when you get to the college level. Well, it's different up there. It's totally different. And they in your behind, man. Their job is on the line.
Yeah.
Can a coach? That was a question I was going to ask later, but you brought it. You just said it just then. Can a coach be too hard on a player? Because you
High school or the next level?
You brought the Kamani example. A lot of people criticizing Dion for how he handled the situation. Already being he coaching them hard. He ain't letting them, Dion like he old school. That's just how it's gonna be type deal. Is it a situation where you go too hard? Is it a balance? Is it just you see it? I mean,
I don't know that kid personally, but I know I've heard things about the kid and the way he carried himself, when he was in high school, and I'm pretty sure that was a culture shock because now he's being held accountable in so many different ways that he wasn't before. So he had to adjust, you know what I'm saying? And I think he has. I heard a snippet of a sound bite from him, and basically he was saying just basically block out the noise and hear the lessons or something like that. And I think now he know what's Dion expecting of him and what he's trying to teach him. And like I said, unfortunately, it took him, a couple months or a couple weeks or a couple games to get it. But I think he's locked in.
I hope so for his sake. So, all right, Cole, we're gonna swing it around to you. I don't know if you have anything. It's been a while in your corner, in your coach's corner. If you don't, we'll keep
And
pushing.
coach, you brought up the transfer portal, man.
Well,
Do you October 30th is approaching fast. Do you expect any more movement before that date hit?
unfortunately, if you're asking me on what this is, October 8th at 7:47 p.m. per my electronic device, I would say yes. I would say yes. And let me put this disclaimer out there as far as Polk Hoops goes. We made a post about it. What we hear and what we post don't always line up. I mean, what we hear, what we know to be fact, and what we post doesn't always line up because since we started, we've always said we about the kids in the program. So we're not going to put any kid or any grown up in any program in a type of negative or adverse situation. So a lot of times when people post stuff, we've kind of, we decided that we just kind of stay away from it just for the lack of, just for all the stuff that's going on that folks may not be aware of. Now, that's not traditional media. I know that's probably not how a lot of people do stuff, but, we just try to drive our bus a little different. But having said that, I mean, I guess, do we just talk? I mean, we didn't post it, but I mean, clearly it's out. I mean, he played yesterday, and you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. So let's see folks in the chat talking about it. I guess the most recent one, or probably the biggest one, and I don't even know if it's big. Is it big? With Vash going back to Lake Wells. So, I mean, since the league season ended, Vash was at Lake Wells at the end of the season. And he made a stop by Lakeland for a little while and, hung out, went to Bartow and did some plyos and did some stadiums, and now he's back at Lake Wells. So, I mean, he's back where he started. He's back where he's from. So, I don't know. But your original question, do I think it's going to be before the start of practice? I think there's a good chance that there's at least one or two more. Rex, I don't know what do you say? I mean, what do you say about it? Yeah, he went back. He's not the only one. I mean, that Lakeland lost one and got one, so I commend the coaches that are doing the work nowadays because I can imagine that would be very tough. On Friday, you got a kid, and on Saturday, you don't have him. On Saturday, you got the kid, and on Monday, you getting a withdrawal thing to put your transfer grade in. And it's like I don't know if I'm really asking you a question, Coach, but I've never seen it this late. Usually by now you locked in because you done did the fall workouts and camps, whatever, shootouts, and you're ready to go. So if the cats be moving 2-3 weeks for the season, I've never seen that before. Maybe that's part of this. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's definitely, I've never seen it this late either. But with all the rule changes and whatever, and basically saying that you have until the day of tryouts, man, I won't be surprised that until that last day we will see movement.
I mean, and the thing is, and Rick's bring up a good point. So, if you're the receiving coach, I guess you take them. If they show up, they got to play, right? But in the case, like Rex is saying, in the case of, let's just say Vash, he is, he's the topic of conversation. He conceivably has Lakeland and Bartow's playbook, right?
Because he had what?
I say he conceivably has Lakeland and Bartow's playbook. Because he was in both programs and he played multiple games with both, right? Fight the urge to be petty, boss. I see it. I saw it, boy. I saw it coming, boy. I saw it coming. I don't know, Coach. I don't know. Rick said they're gonna cut off this year. How can they cut it off? Coach, you locked in a little more than me. How can they stop? How can you stop that if that's the rule?
You cannot. It's in law now.
Yeah, he'll triple agent. You hate to talk. I mean, not in a negative way, but he got intel. You know how you watch the movies and they ain't like he gonna forget what he done learned, especially and Lake Wells. they play. I know they play Bartow. I'm not sure if they play Lakeland or not.
I don't think so.
But at least they play. I mean, they play Bartow. That's a rivalry game. They're gonna play them twice. So
but it really don't matter. I mean, they're not in the same class or something anymore. So
yeah. So, but to answer the question, yeah, it would not surprise me. It would be unfortunate, but it wouldn't surprise me. But like Kevin, Coach Pruitt say, I mean, I know when I used to coach at Lakeland, I was, working at Lake Alpha and then come to Lakeland. I just told, you should hear all of who coming, who leaving, who gonna be there. I just be like, whoever in here on the first day of practice, coach, that's who we gonna coach up. And so when I walk in the gym on October 31st, as Coach just said, whoever in the gym, that's who we gonna line up and go to work with. And until then, all the rest of that stuff is hearsay. And this thing, Coach, nowadays, you can say hearsay until they show up on your campus, but that's not even guaranteed. But with this new rule, like Coach Pruitt said, you don't know who you have to October 31st. Could you have them October 31st and November 3rd not have them?
It's special cases. Like if they physically move, then they're eligible right away.
That's the only way.
Yeah, that's the big one. Or it has to be some extenuating circumstances.
So if a kid there for the first day of practice, they technically can't go.
Yes, that's what the rule says. But like I said, if they pick up and physically move, then they'll be eligible right away.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, Coach. To answer the original answer to your question, yeah, it would not surprise me. I hope I'm wrong on that, but I think it's not over. I think it's not over. Especially once people done got with the team and they done played some shootouts, they done played some Saturday, things from fall league games. Now they decided that it wasn't what they thought, and now does that amount to is that a lack of loyalty at that point? Loyalty is do we not even bring that word up anymore?
No, Coach. I think that's been gone for a while now.
So loyalty been out the door.
It's been out the door.
Okay. All right. Well, before we really jump into stuff, we had a couple guys since last we've been on. We had 3 guys. If I missed one, y'all help me out. That committed to the next level. We had LJ Kaysen committed to FAU. We had Jamie Phillips Jr. commit to Stetson University, and we had Isaac Salazar commit to Yale University. So I don't know if I missed anybody, but my initial reaction when I saw that, I thought all 3 of them made great decisions for the next level. They didn't get caught up in the hoopla and the waiting around. They made a good decision. And Coach, you posted something that kind of went along in one of our chat groups with the fact that it's good that you go ahead and commit, because high school basketball is the low man on the totem pole as it relates to the next level now. So if you got a chance, you can't be pump faking and trying to, wait. You might be in some trouble.
Yeah, man. I mean, information, is always out there, and I know that with Isaac and JP, some people was trying to get them to wait because they didn't have scholarships like right now, and they said they would, in the later signing period. But these kids can't take that chance. You know what I'm saying? It's people been recruiting them. They got offers on the table, and then it also allows them just to focus on the season. That decision's out the way. You know where you're going. Now you and your family can start preparing for that and start focusing on finishing your senior season and trying to win a championship. If not, man, you stressing about everything, still trying to take visits, making sure your classes are straight. Do you have a committable offer? Because all these offers are not committable, and that's what people don't understand either. So, but I mean, I think it's great for all 3 of them. LJ's in a great situation. That team just was in the Final Four, and I'm pretty sure that coach is going to use the same formula to get, top-notch talent in order to play at that level. JP, that's a great situation for him. Actually, one of his coaches I coached in travel ball 15 years ago. It was
Who?
crazy. Brett Coleman played for Florida Gulf Coast. Played with Austin Rivers at Winter Park.
Oh, okay.
So
So what's the
yeah,
magic number with kids you think gonna get scholarships?
out of this senior
We
class,
had 3. Yeah, we had 3 out of this class.
you talking about D1 scholarship or just scholarships? Period.
Basketball, just basketball. It ain't gotta be D1.
Let's see. We got 3 already. Sessoms will play at the next level. That'll be 4. Uh,
That tough, huh?
bruh, I think you'll probably get 8 to 10 to play from JUCO to NAIA to D1. I say it'd be 8 to 10.
You got 8 in the senior class.
At any level, yes. If we say
Yeah, it
any
don't
level,
matter what level, long they
no matter
go
what
to
level, yes.
Okay.
Because not only, like you said, you got Sessom. Sessom already has offers. I think Daniel Thompson will play at the next level because he just a great shooter. And you have other kids that have worked very, very hard, and they'll get an opportunity to play at the next level.
Okay. So 8. PG, you taking the over or no 8?
under.
Like I said, you got the big kid from Sebring. You know what I'm saying? He's got a couple places that he can go. I think 8. You'll get at least 8.
Okay.
Cap.
That's fine. We'll revisit this, sir.
You got 8. Okay. Do you get us? Is it a done deal before the season? Or can a guy play himself into to an offer during the season with how things are now?
Yeah, I used to be you couldn't just play into it. This late in the game, boy, you almost pretty much fumbling the bag, ain't it?
Yeah, play your way into it. The chance
You got to make it to the White House to play your way into it.
Yeah, it's not very high. Playing your way into it. I recommend if you don't have interest already, they be having like player showcases, and you might have to pay to get into those, and you're gonna have to go in there and kill it. And also, man, colleges be having workouts. You know what I'm saying? They be announcing workouts. You need to be in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You need to be talking. If you don't have a way to get there, you need to talk to your coach. Like, hey, coach, such and such having this workout on this day, coach. I need a ride. I need to get there. You know what I'm saying? They have workouts all the time.
All right. So to Rex's point, the 3 guys that do have who have committed, Rex said he think LJ get a big offer. If Isaac, say if all 3 of them do you back away from what's on the table?
Shit, well, the offer got to come before the signing day, which is in October, right? This month, right?
I think it's in November.
No, I mean November.
Yeah,
November.
Yeah, it got to come before November. I don't see that changing.
But even if you do sign, bro, if a bigger offer comes, you can ask for a release.
Oh yeah, with the same division.
Yeah, you can ask for a release. So that
I wouldn't want to start I wouldn't want to start my college career off like that.
You got a point, but my thing is, you got to look at your situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got somebody that's giving you the keys to the car, you know what I'm saying? Instead, you go to a bigger school, you might be fighting to get on the court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might be, pushing 4 to 6 minutes, coach. Might have to wait your turn. You might even get redshirted. You know how
you
tough
definitely want
it
to
is?
look at a situation that you is best for you, not best for the name on the front of the thing.
Exactly. You know how tough it is to go to school, lift weights, practice condition, and you're a red shirt and you know that you're not gonna play, but you're doing everything what everybody else is doing,
And you gotta do it. And you
and you
gotta
got to
do it
do
too.
it. You got to do it. So
I just think it's something to the fact if you already got something on the table, the work that you don't put in, it's I mean, it's not going to change too much. Your game is not going to change too much. So if the people, where was the people when at this point, you know what I'm saying? Like I was always wary when they come in like late. What, who are you on the board? Everybody got no boards. Who are
mm-hmm.
you on the board? Because the numbers I've been putting up, I ain't just start putting them up. I've been putting them up. So how all of a sudden now I'm a prospect. We got to have you. We got to get you here. But I ain't. What done changed? What happened different than
They didn't
before?
get the people that they wanted.
Yeah, that they had on that board.
Yeah, they didn't get the people that they wanted. And my thing is that's a red flag for me because that means the next year they probably be recruiting the same position because I wasn't their number one choice.
I won you number one, coach.
So
And the thing is, coach, it's like, and that's the trap a lot of kids get caught in though, coach, because that's everybody's dream, especially nowadays. So when they come, I'm gonna walk away from my dream, and no matter what it looked like, no matter what the what it's showing you, what you know to be true, you're gonna see what you want to see.
if I'm them, my advice to them is Walter Clayton. And if I was them, I would reach out to Walt and talk to him. I think that's a great situation. So Walt didn't get the offer that he wanted. He went somewhere, he put in work, you know what I'm saying? Now he actually going to his dream school. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Oh,
that's
he always wanted to go to Florida, huh?
he always wanted to go to Florida. You know what I'm saying? So that was his dream school. That's his dream offer. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why he's there. The thing is, he actually got an offer from Florida in football as a 10th grader, but he didn't want to play football. So, but I think that's a great situation. If they go to one of these schools and they put in major work, and then it's gonna be people tugging at them like they did Walt.
So St. John never had a chance.
They had a chance because Rick Pitino was his coach at Iona. But you know what I'm saying, his heart was always at Florida.
Gotcha. Okay. That was a good one, Coach. That was a good one. So earlier, Coach Shake put on some stuff in the chat, so we'll talk about it for a minute. Talking about playing, just some news for anybody who's interested. There is a Polk County Media Day on Saturday at Lake Region High School that FTL is sponsoring. So contact Coach Shake or Coach Miller if you're interested in that. They also are having the FTL Fall League. We have to say that because it's two different fall leagues. So I want to slight the Heritage League. But the FTL Fall League Girls Championship game is on Saturday at 1 o'clock, McKeel versus JCP. And then the boys semifinals, the first semifinal is Davenport versus McKeel. The second one is Sebring versus Lake Wales, and then the championship is at 2:30. So, Coach, I know we speak primarily on boys. No disrespect to the girls, but I know you've been to a few of the games. You officiated some of them. What's your take on how the high school game looks at the fall league and who you got Saturday?
No, I ain't do that for that, bro.
I know. I'm just messing with you, boss. You got it.
Your screen on.
Gotcha.
Man, Coach, you know what? I think hats off to Coach Miller, Coach Shake, Coach OJ for having this fall league because it's giving an opportunity here in Polk County where we didn't before for these programs to get in work. You know what I'm saying? And I think everybody that play has gotten better. You got some situations where you got new coaches, brand new coaches at that, brand new head coaches like in Haines City, Lake Wells. Those two come to mind where they have brought their teams, and they're trying to get an idea on what they have for the season. So I think it's giving everybody a chance to evaluate their teams. It's been great competition. This past Saturday, the Haines City Lake West game was very, very um, a lot of emotion in that game. It was going back and forth. Um, the two semifinals, I think are actually going to be pretty good. If I had to, my big surprise have been Davenport. I think Coach Antbo has done a great job with those kids so far. Um, they've actually moved up in my head about where they should be ranked team wise. Coach
Oh,
Coach
shout out
Antbo got
to
them
Campbell.
really really playing right now. Um, Sebring looks good. McKeel has gotten better. Coach O's doing a great job with them. And Lake Well just got, they big gun back and they played like it on Saturday. Um who I like to win the championship, probably gonna be Davenport. That's who I if I had to choose, but
Sebring,
it could go
Sebring
either way.
got all the kids though, dude. They got some football kids, right? Sebring do.
Yes, Stephen does. They have a few. It's not a lot. I want to say that Coach Prince said it was like three, two or three out there. So yeah,
Davenport can win it.
I like Davenport to win, Coach. I
Okay.
just think like chemistry wise, um, and what Coach Antbo got going on with them, I think they look the best right now. And where they're at, and plus it's fall league, so people have different philosophies on how they approach fall league. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. Shout out. So once again, that's at Lake Region High School Saturday. You got the boys semis 11 and 12, and then you got the girls finals at 1 and the boys finals at 1. So and they also got the so it's gonna be busy day at Lake Region on Saturday. Then they also got the media day for girls and boys starting at 9 a.m. Okay. That's the first news you can use. Second news you can use. Polk Coops, we doing something that we hadn't done before, but trying to continue to grow and reach as many as we can in different ways. We are going to be having our first annual, make sure I get this right, Eddie and Marina Son of Beach Properties Crying Towel event. It'll be November 2nd at the Coleman Bush Building in Lakeland. Got 11 teams, 11 other teams in the county that will be participating. And Coach, since you have a lot more experience on this, a lot more. We got you, Coach Shake. I know you was worried. I saw you in the chat, but we got you, boss. You got good credit with us. So, and a lot got good credit, but you got good credit with us, so we got you, boss. We're gonna take care of you. Um, but anyway, Coach, I know you have a lot more experience with the crying towel. So, first of all, appreciate everybody who has already sponsored supporting the event. Like I said, we just picked up the title sponsor this week with Eddie and Marina Anderson over Sun and Beach Properties, Sun of the Beach Properties. Make sure I say it the right way. The other sponsors we have some more. We got Booster. We have Burning Little Distributors. We have For Life Promotions, J Love Publishing. So it's coming together pretty nice and not too late for you to participate, support if you would like to be a part of it. Once again, this is all about the kids and the programs. But Coach, like I say, me and bro, we're a little green with the crying towel. So I know you got a lot more experience. So can you, if you don't mind, kind of explain it for folks that may be having some questions about it?
yeah, I mean, the Crying Tower is a great opportunity to bring the coaches in the community together. It's like a fellowship event, and what happens at this event, coaches that were invited or selected in order to take part in the Crying Tower. I mean, everybody's invited. We want everybody to come out and support. But the ones that will be speaking, basically, they'll get up there and they'll basically roast their own programs. They'll get up there and they'll basically cry or tell us jokes on how bad their teams are, how bad their coaching staff is, and it's just a great time. They, people that are really funny just have the crowd rolling. Um, people get up there and exaggerate how bad their players and how bad their teams have been, and it's just a great event, the fellowship, and just to come together right before we start, lining up and playing against each other, coach. Like I said, it's just idea that we talked about behind closed doors. I never would have thought that it would have came together like this. So, shout out to our sponsors, but also shout out to everybody else. We're still looking for donations for what's the raffle. So if anybody want to donate items so we can raffle off at these events, and all the proceeds are gonna go back and support these programs.
And that's what we're here to do, which is once again, that's why we're a lot different from most, because we're just not media for clicks and likes. We're trying to actually leave things better than we found it. And that's, that's what makes us the number one source, because
Man, that man's so petty, man. I swear.
Hey, man,
everybody gonna be crying about that team. Someone gonna be telling the truth.
Someone gonna be telling the truth, coach.
Hey, are we crying? Are we really like, everybody ain't capping up there now on the second. Some people really, it's gonna be a true story, a true horror story,
Someone gonna be grade A.
Hey, bro, you remember that year you told what you had tension? You had it all over. Captain had all over their locker room. You talking about 10? They weren't gonna win 10 games. The kids had it on every locker and that was the whole rallying cry all year long to prove Tuma wrong. So, oh man,
is that the year they made it to the states, the regional finals?
Yes, sir. That's the year.
Jeez, everybody should want me to hear say their team.
That's what I'm saying. Look at the impact you have in Tuma.
Hey, bro, people love to prove Tuma wrong, bro. So yeah, if Tuma saying that is a step of approval. Once you get that from Tuma, it's like, okay, we here.
I got a tension team, but I'm gonna wait till y'all post them.
In the words of Dion, we here. When Tuma call us trash, we here. Grade A sanitation, but yeah, man. So hopefully y'all support it, man. We real excited, man. The team seem like they excited. Still be a good time to fellowship. The 11 teams that we got, if I'm missing, y'all tell me. We got Arbondale, Bartow, Kathleen, Lakeland, Jenkins, Victory, Santa Fe, Winter Haven, Lake Region, Discovery, and is it Davenport? And Davenport. So we got 11 teams. So obviously we could not do all the teams because you got to give everybody a chance to talk. If we do all 29 teams, we'd have been in there like the alumni tournament, all weekend. So we chose we kind of reached out to those 11. And actually, that's more than we thought we was going to take. But, once people say, yeah, how we operate, we ain't going to say no. We just figure it out. So our goal, we way over the teams that we thought we would do. We kind of said about 5 or 6, and we doubled that. And I just feel like that's
yeah, we didn't expect everybody to agree to it.
That's a great situation. You send stuff out. You don't expect to say, yeah, you expect people to say, well, we got something going on. Or I ain't going to be. Everybody we had said, yeah. So we definitely going to figure it out for the sake of the programs and the kids and the team. So it's a good problem to have. So hopefully y'all can support. You don't have to be a part of a team to participate. We'll put some of the information as far as if you want to come on your own. You can get tickets. Remember, all the tickets is, the proceeds go to the program. So it's just a way for us to, like, how they do in church, they say a love offering. Got a way to do a love offering for the teams right before the season start. And letting them have a good time, eat some good food, and just fellowship, network before you get locked in. And, you at your house 3-4 days out the week. 3-4 nights out the week. And just a time, we're hopeful for it to be a good time, something that we can continue to do. So like I say, with us, we try to do stuff like that because we try to look at the whole ball of it. So, all right, cool. Appreciate that. Because like I say, I wouldn't have did it just and Brun wouldn't either. Next, and this was kind of on the page. We talked about it, Coach. You talked about it. You had a strong opinion about it, and for good reason. But the NIL is traveling down. Is it 75, 95, whatever one of the roads you want to come down south? It is making its way to the state of Florida at the high school level. High school level. It's already in place in other states. So Florida is not the first, and I guess Florida won't be the last, but Florida is one of the next up. So NIL to Florida for high school kids. Coach, I'll let you go first, because I know if you want to go first, I know you.
No, I don't mind. I mean, I'm gonna look at it half full, Coach. I think it's a great thing and a great opportunity for these kids. People been making money off these kids for a long time, especially at the collegiate level. Now it's going down to high school, but it's giving them an opportunity to maybe provide for their family. You got a lot of kids, especially like a lot of elite kids, they come from, poor backgrounds. So maybe, it helps, these kids in their households to be in a better place. So I'm all for the NIL deals, but I need Florida to also, have a magnifying glass on the way they pay coaches here in Florida. You go to Georgia, Alabama, and Texas, this coach is making $100,000, Coach, and we talking about public school coaches. Coach, they're making $100,000, and yet they haven't changed the coaching supplements here in Polk County since the '90s. Coach,
that's embarrassing. That's
groceries have went up, gas have went up. You know what I'm saying? The cost of these camps have went up. Everything have went up, but these coaching supplements don't correlate with it. So I'm happy for the kids and the opportunities that these NIL deals will bring, but I also don't want to forget about the people that's putting in their time with these kids. They should be compensated also.
Okay. PJ, you got any thoughts on the NIL? Are you there? He ain't even there. Well, what's your thing on it? Like, I had a conversation with somebody about it, about the kids getting paid. And I was like, a lot of Florida coaches have an issue with it because they're not getting paid. So I got a couple of like rhetorical questions back at me. The first one was, who doing all the work? Who's on the floor having to run the plays, and who's having to run the laps and all the stuff? The kids doing all the work. So the kids should get paid. And I'm like, I'm not saying the kids shouldn't get paid if it's out there and it's available.
Yes.
My thing is, what about the coaches? The coaches ain't just not doing nothing. And maybe that's the misconception, that you ain't doing nothing, because I know in Georgia, in Texas, like you say, these coaches getting paid six figures, and that's all they do. They ain't got, in Polk County, well, just because that's what that's where we from. I might be the algebra teacher first from 7:30 to 2:00 or 2:30. I get a 45-minute period, and then I gotta be ready to go out to school from 3 to 6 or 3 to whatever we done. And the work I have to do ain't restricted to 45 minutes. So do you think that it's a misconception on what coaches are doing? That's why it's been like not a move to change that. Like, it has to be something.
Man, I think they just underappreciated, Coach. Like, they've been doing it for so long, for so many kids, and and not being compensated for it. Now people think it's expected, for you to go over and beyond and not want or ask for anything. These coaches are not asking, for anything, but yet they still go pick up these kids, make sure that they get to practice or get somewhere that they need to go. We're feeding them. You're doing all these things, it's out of the kindness of their heart, but, people got to realize it's taken away from them and their families too. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they don't earn this. Like I think at one point when we calculated, I think it was like 25 cents an hour after all the time that you put in. You know what I'm saying? It's
It's,
it's really nothing.
that's slave labor.
It is definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like we can talk about it now. You guys knew. You know what I'm saying that. I was considering a job in Texas. You know what I'm saying, and I started filling out the application. And they was paying 130K just the coach. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I didn't go through with it because some issues here with my family. And health wise with my dad and my brother. But it's I can see why coaches get up and leave. You know what I'm saying? It's like Texas, Alabama, and Georgia. They compensate well, and that's why so many people are leaving for these states because we're behind. I don't understand. We have the top teams in the nation in football every year. Every year, top teams in the state in football. Now we're starting to have some of the top teams in basketball. Coach, we got the number one player in the 24 and 25 class here in the state of Florida. The number one player. Like, we
Yeah,
got to start
right. What?
taking these. We
Okay.
got to start taking these other things serious. And teachers are underpaid. Coaches are definitely underpaid. And somebody got to stand in the gap.
So it just, and like you say, Coach, I guess the first thing with me is it's one thing if nobody is doing it, but if other people are doing it and they're successful doing it, then that shows it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do we say, all right, we're going to put a committee together. We're going to go to Georgia. We're going to go to Alabama. We're going to go to Texas. We're going to sit down with their people and figure out how they're doing it, how they're compensating, how they're getting it done, and see if we may not be able to do it the same way Texas do it, right? But we can take some stuff that they're doing and the stuff that we can do, we can apply it to our current dinosaur model and try to modernize it. It just seems to me like they're like you say this. I guess you take it for granted that you're just gonna do it, just gonna be there, but it don't even seem like it's an attempt to improve on it or even try to address it to show that it's a concern. Like it's a concern for the everybody but the people who it should be a concern for, which is the people that's making the decisions. Because as coaches, you can have a concern all you want to, but the people that's making the decision, if they it's just gonna be status quo, what can you do? You're just kind of stuck in a cycle, and I still don't get why we in Florida, and I'm sure it's other countries besides Florida do it. Who came up with the supplement thing? That's even when I was coaching, I'm like, how do we come up with who came up with this great idea of a supplement as if you can cap all that a coach does? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Yeah. I'm sure I am.
But Coach, as far as the NIL, I think it's great. It's going to be a great opportunity for some of these young kids in order to, improve their situations. My thing is, will it be available to all kids, or will it just be those elite kids that'll be able to, basically get paid? Like on some collegiate levels, everybody on the team getting a certain amount. Are they negotiating deals like that, or is it just going to be, just those top kids getting these NIL deals?
Of course, the coaches, Coach Higgins, maybe if it was a way you can put it into the salary, to the contract, because I mean that is a part of your job duty. And the thing is, if you hire me as a social studies teacher, but I'm coaching basketball, those are two different things. So you giving me a contract as a social studies teacher is not indicative of all of my job duties from the time I get out my car to the time I get back in my car. So I think it's something to that. If part of my job is to run this program and coach this team and do all the stuff that it takes to run a program, it should be included in my salary. I that could be a star right there. I mean, it's a great suggestion. Hopefully, the people in Gainesville watching. Um, but um, but yeah, Mr. Riley, it's the people that don't have a clue that's making all the decisions. That's why I say we can have all the gripes because we in it, you know. But the people that's making a decision, they don't see an issue, and it's like, is there even a process to making an issue to like complain or to have a say for it to change? It's not. I don't even know if it's a policy in place for that to even happen. So anywho, but coach, we're gonna move right into something along those lines. Polk County girls basketball. Shout out to the girls side of things. Um, we stay in trouble. We eat the trash, which in a couple minutes we're gonna be more trash. We always don't know what we're talking about. We always are the topic of conversation in some way. So maybe if it'll get these coaches compensated and these kids, then hey, we'll follow the sword for our people. Coach, if a lot of people are aware of and I wasn't aware of it till the other day when you and McGriff and me and Bro was talking about this new, I don't know if it's this open division that's coming. I guess football, is it already in football?
No, it's on the table. It hasn't been voted in yet.
Neither one, but it's on
No.
now when stuff get on the table, that's usually right. That's just a formality, right? Getting to the table is the hard thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So for the people who may not know, because you did a great job explaining it to me like I was 2 years old, kind of explain to people what is on the horizon.
Okay, so there's a recommendation coming out of Gainesville. They formed a committee, and basically what happened is that there are schools in that are complaining about the equality and having a chance to compete at state championships. All right, what they want is to try to kind of level it out as much as they can and increase the competitions at state championships. For example, you're going to state championship basketball games now and people are winning by 20 and 30 points, or you're having running clocks in the state championship games um, over at Lakeland. And also um, in football, we all know that down south, I think, run every division in the metro last year. Um, and people are trying to figure out ways of equality and try to increase the competition. So what they're proposing, and this is what they're proposing, is that um, there's an open division. So you'll have your 7 classes, 1 through 7A. People will compete for a state championship in 1 through 7A. Now, if you are ranked from number 1 to 32 in the whole entire state, you will not compete in the state championship in that 1 through 7A. What they're proposing is the teams that are ranked from 1 to 32, they all get seeded and ranked, and basically they will all compete for the open state championship, no matter what division they were in. If they could be 1A, they could be 2A, but if they are ranked finally in that 1 through 32, they will not compete in that particular state championship. For example, I use Winter Haven girls. We competed for a 7A state championship last year. We lost in the championship game. If the open division was to be this year and we're ranked 1 through 32, we will not compete in the 7A state championship. We'll compete in the open division. And basically, they're going to pick neutral sites. Travel will be thrown out the window. Everybody go to these neutral sites and they'll line it up. And whoever make the semifinals in these divisions will play for a state championship. So it'll be a
No
total.
way they do this.
It's a total of 8 state championships, 1 through 7A, and everybody that's ranked 1 through 32, they'll seed them, put them in a bracket, and they'll play for a state championship too.
Ooh, that's tough.
That is tough.
That's
So you'll have a potential, 1A team that's been strong. They probably been running through 1A and 2A, all these years, but now they got to compete against, 7A teams or a strong 6A teams in order to win.
So that eliminates like OCP would have to play in that 32, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's good.
oh wait a minute, that's about right. So so based off of that, last year for boys, Winter Haven, Victory, Lakeland would have all had to go to the round of 32.
Yes.
Do you think 32 teams is too many? Or is it not
I
enough?
don't. No, I don't think
No.
that's
Because I think like after that, you'll start getting to those overmatched games again.
Okay, so it's around of 32 is pretty good, and the NCAA tournament. You think that how the NCAA tournament played out this past year had something to do with that number? Since there was so many like lower seeded teams that competed and showed that there's not as much of a gap maybe as folks may think on paper.
Probably so, but I think it's just more of teams complaining that they have to play the OCPs, what I'm saying, to win a state championship. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're complaining that they don't have a chance. My thing is you just got to get better. You either got to get better kids, you got to get better as a coach. You just got to get better.
So that's the thug answer. See, they want the R&B answer.
That's me, coach. You got to get better. My suggestion is that you still play the 1 through 7A state championships, and after the state championships are over, you have another tournament and put the best of the best in that tournament, and they compete for one championship. That's my suggestion. I love that format.
Kind of the thing, but at a Florida level.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about it offline. If I'm like ranked 30th or something, you know what I'm saying, I might lose the last 1 or 2 games just to make sure that
and that's what Shake just say. So do you tank on purpose? Would you rather just say I'm a state? And then does that water down? If I win the 6A state championship, does that water it down? Because I mean, all the top 6A teams ain't playing. So what is those? Now you become asterisk champions?
Hey, coach. You know the conversation that we had offline.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying. You be walking around here with your chest off saying we 6A state champion. Good and well, the best 6A teams wasn't there. So that's a tough one.
It's almost like I don't want to say it's a. I don't want to say that and it'd be negative. I'll say YMCA. YMCA or growing up in Lakeland. Well, not growing up, but when we was doing basketball in Lakeland, if you was at YMCA or you was at Kelly Rett, we knew Kelly Rett was the attaboy, good job, Timmy. Everybody gonna line up and get a medal and you go out.
Coach. That's where we're at. We're trying to give out participation trophies right now because people are complaining they can't win. So we want to try to please everyone instead of trying to, encourage them to get better. Like, hey, y'all need to find a way to compete. Yeah, we're gonna give out participation trophies. Then one time we went all the way up to like 9A or something. I know we went to 8 for sure, but I think one time we was like at 9.
It was 9A for a year, and I know it was 9A in baseball too.
It's just ridiculous, man.
I was at then, so yeah, it was.
Just to try to give everybody a chance to win a state championship, bro.
Yeah, but Coach Higgins, before you jump down, I say, of this group, I'm the R&B guy. Coaching they the thugs, so they the trap guys, so they give it to they say what people don't want to hear. Um, but it's the truth, and that's the thing. People don't want to hear the truth when it comes to this stuff. Like you said, we competing now. Maybe level the playing field more so. I don't know. That's the other gripe as well. People can't recruit. Like Mr. Riley saying, most public schools don't recruit. These other people do, and that's a legitimate point. So if you're not going to level the playing field per se, then how can the people? This devil advocate, this the R&B guy. How can we compete if they keep being able to? The kids they bringing in, they able to bring them in differently than we are. They're able to offer more, so it's never going to be a level playing field. Because I'm devil advocate, coach. I'm not saying that's.
I mean, coach, now you introducing NIL, right? So now, especially out of private school, no telling what donors they have. Like, hey, come play this way. We can help you get so much money in order to play here through the NIL. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about not a level playing field now, it's going to be even more, when this NIL thing get in place.
Yeah, I think that's going to balance out some of them higher pocket public schools. Like some of these schools that got these rich donors, they'll be able to throw that money at kids to help them to come. So that's going to help some of them. But if you got a school that don't really have those funds or those fat pockets that's in in the alumni case, then it's gonna be an uphill battle. So, for example, nothing against Mulberry, but let's just say Mulberry is a very small school compared to, say, George Jenkins. So you may say that Mulberry has access, may have more resources than Jenkins just by the size of the school. Not saying that's the case, but that could be the thing with a school like, say, when I think of a school like Venice, who got plenty of money. You think of some of these more like elite social economic schools in Florida that's public. Now this NIL, they go to the guy that owns the car dealership or own 3-4 restaurants in town. Hey, we trying to get this kid, and you can jump on board with this. Okay, what you need? And they can write a check. That's gonna help some people, right? That's gonna balance out some of these public schools that got them deep pockets. I would imagine, So, all right. Well, that was just one. So the last thing that we got is, Coach, we started our rankings this week. So just a quick recap and then feedback from y'all on what y'all think about it. For the team side, we had Haines City. I'm sorry. We had Avon Park at 25. We had Frostproof at 24, Hardy at 23 so far. And I see we'll come back to the comment. I'm just trying to. What's any initial thoughts? I know my our co-host ain't got no thoughts at all.
No, Coach. Like I said, they're not playing in the fall league, so I've seen them last year. And I think Hardy's supposed to have a new coach, so I have no clue what they have going on down there.
Okay. And then just because we want to make sure we get the kids a little pub, we want to go with the kids so far that we've done the rankings on. So let me pull it up for you and get y'all take on it. So we started, we tried this year, we decided we would do a top 50, which we hadn't done before. We just, we want to try to give more recognition to more kids. So we decided to do a top 50. And so we did honorable mention first because we had we got down to like 60 kids, and instead of us cutting any kids out, we just decided we would do an honorable mention. So that's how we came up with honorable mention. But we want to just get them a kind of review the kids that we've Not so far. So honorable mention, Brock D'Alessandro from Discovery, Nasir Berrien from Fort Meade, Porter Styles from Lakeland Christian, Chris German from who is now at Lake Region, Tim Top, Victory, Darian Willis, Lake Gibson, Maddox Harold, Jenkins, Jacoby Terry, Bartow, Nate Smathers, Bartow. That was our honorable mention guys. Then 50, Darius Livingston, 49 from Discovery, Devin Williams from Davenport, Babacar Diop, Jordan Christian Prep, Zion Dukes, Lakeland. I'm sorry, is he back at Lake Wells?
No, he's at Lakeland.
Okay, Zion Dukes, Lakeland. We have to ask that now to be sure. KJ Turner, Sebring, Gary Love, Lake Wells, Jaquan Cross is back at Jenkins, Matt Stevens, Lakeland Christian, Khalif Valentine Bartow, Cam Cottingham Jenkins, Shenard Clower, Lakeland, Tucker Fox, Victory. I know I'm going to say this wrong. Rajolson, Lakastade, Vanguard, Jotna Izanati, Lake Region, Josiah Scott, Victory, Carter Cuff, Arbandale, Tyrese Mayo, Winter Haven, Will Reyes, Jordan Christian Prep, Will Medina, Excel, Luke Jean, Discovery, Axel Acevedo, McKeel, Antonio Wright, Santa Fe, Daniel Thompson, Bartow, Marcus Smothers, Jenkins, Devin Booker, Lake Region. So we're up to number 26. So we got 25 more to go. Any thoughts on the players?
Well, Coach, the thing is, people don't know how difficult this is, and one thing is when we are asking for information, people have nothing to contribute, or they have little to contribute. So when these things actually come out, everybody have something to say or criticize or whatever. Like I said, if we're looking at different aspects, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the season, these kids they're on their own destiny. You know what I'm saying? They are in control of it. So they have control of moving from one spot to another. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to put the information out. And that's all I want to say. And congratulations to those kids. We expect, great things from them. And, may the best man win, Coach.
Now we mentioned 2 Jordan Christian Prep kids so far. We a couple more that's going to.
Yeah, but I don't know what Coach Mike is doing over there. But maybe Coach Mike got NIL going because, boy, he's bringing in some kids that are, we don't usually see that type of height and length here in Polk County, not on a regular basis. So, we received the information. We looked at information from different scouting outlets, and we read to see how these kids were doing on those particular levels. And he got a couple of kids over there that seem like they can play. So I'm interested to see how he put it together, But again, we're about the kids. We're trying to do the best we can with the information that we have in order to showcase these kids.
And the thing on it is, to the point of earlier, that we don't always post what we get out of respect to coaches. And I mean, to Jordan Christian's prep credit, they share with us, and they've shared that they're not done, so our rankings, we started ranking, before the kids come. So some of our rankings for some of those Jordan Christian Prep kids probably too low. And some of the kids that they don't have, that they will have, that's still on the way. So shout out to Coach Mike. Coach Mike he went to a new division for people. He took a lot of criticism last year for the division that they were playing in, and he listened mainly to Coach Billy D, who's been great and a great advisor to him, just kind of getting some insight on how to do stuff, and some just it's always good to bounce stuff off people that A, you respect, and B, you know what they're talking about, and got your best interests at heart, so you receive it better. So Jordan Christian Prep won't be in the same class that they was in last year. So, Coach, I I don't necessarily. I'm not familiar with all the teams in that, but I know it's the level of competition is much different than what they've kind
Yeah,
of.
they moved to the SIAA, which is the toughest independent league in the state, and that's where you have, the West Oaks, the Rock, the Mount Verds playing in that division. What's the one in Clearwater? Um, Oldsmar, Victory Rock down in the Braden Manatee area. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of really good independent teams that are playing in this division. And like I said, it's the highest one that's offered here in Florida. So I'm curious on, you know, with the pieces that Coach Mike is putting together and how they're going to compete on this level.
Okay. All right. So we just want to make sure we did a recap of the rankings. We're going to continue. Like I said, we got 25 more young men to recognize, and we have 22 more teams to recognize, which all of it should line right up to the Crown Towel event if everything fall right. But we just think it's important that we we get recognition, we spotlight, we get shining, because that's what we said we was going to do when we first started. So we try to stay consistent to what we said we were going to do and not vary from that. And I think we've done that. Thank God kind of took care of us because we've done it that way and haven't done it different ways. So appreciate all the feedback. Like Polk County Girls Basketball say, congrats to all those young ladies. Y'all know how I personally feel about rankings. I'm not a fan of them because you're going to always have critics, and then you're going to always inevitably have to leave kids out that are deserving. So those are always my two biggest deals with rankings, but I know they have to be done. They need to be done. We don't want to not recognize the kids that are, that we do rank because they're deserving because we can't do all of them. So, but it's not easy, and we know the criticism comes. We already had somebody on Twitter the first day we posted say the first day the guy said, if these are your honorable mentions, you already got it already wrong. I'm just like, okay, well, my reply, can't wait to see your list. Then the next day, posted 41 through 50, and he came back and was like, I'm sorry, you need to stick to news. What he said, news and scores and news or something like that. And so at that point, the devil was busy. So the devil was in me when I saw it and had my electronic device. I always try to tell my kids to walk away from an electronic device I just told them, I said, how about you do your job and let me do mine? And so I had a moment of weakness, but we always know that to a whole lot of people, we're going to get these wrong, but we just try to be consistent. We try to do it the right way. We try to be fair and try to be consistent and make sure we take all things into account, not make it popularity. We don't care where you play at. We don't care what level you play at. If a kid can play, we want to make sure they get recognized because that's what the whole platform is about. So anyway, y'all keep tapping in. We appreciate it. Like I said, we'll do the next. We'll start 25 tomorrow, and we'll start back up with the team rankings. We do the team rankings during the week. We don't do them on the weekend. We do the player rankings all the way through because there's more players to rank than the teams. That's the rationale. And once again, shout out to Eddie and Marina Anderson for becoming the title sponsor for the Crying Towel event. Shout out to all 11 teams that agreed to participate. Very excited. We, like I said, just something brand new, but we want to give the coaches and teams a chance to fellowship and enjoy each other before the season. So we're very excited how it's coming together. Like Coach said, we didn't expect it, but we're very happy for.
And this event is open to the public. You can go to pokus.com and get your tickets. We want, everybody that wants to come to be able to come and witness this event. And as I was saying earlier, if you have your own business or if you work at a business, y'all want to donate some raffle items, gift cards, or something that we can help contribute back to these programs, we'll greatly appreciate it. And they'll be tax deductible. So you can be able to write it off.
Hey, Coach said it perfect. I couldn't have said it no better, so I won't even try. So appreciate y'all once again for rocking with us. Before we jump off, Coach, football quickly. 49ers and Cowboys, they all right now. Who you like?
Man,
We're gonna always throw a football in during football season.
Yeah,
so.
Coach, man.
I know you don't care because you're not a fan of either one.
I'm not a fan of either one, but I hate the Cowboys fan base.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not even the team itself. It's just the fan base. They ridiculous. They LeBron. They like LeBron fans.
It's tough. They over.
So yeah, man. It's just hard to go with them. So I'm gonna go with the 49ers. Just because of the Cowboys fan base.
49ers tough, and they tough at home, and they just tough. And McCaffrey is a problem. And the Cowboys lost Diggs. I think they're gonna have trouble covering San Francisco receivers. So I like San Francisco too. So all right, man. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. And once again, this Saturday, they're having FTL is sponsoring the media day for girls and boys high school basketball. It starts at 9 a.m. All events, all roads lead to Lake Region High School. Also, they have their the girls championship games at 1 o'clock. You got McKeel versus Jordan Christian Prep. And then the boys have semifinal game at 11. You got McKeel and Davenport. 12 o'clock, you got Sebring and Lake Wells. And then at 2:30, you got the championship game. So,
is there a cost to it?
That's a great question. Is Shake on here still? Is there a cost to it, Coach Shake? A great question.
I know they were charging in the ones before. I want to say it was like $10 or $15.
Okay. So Coach Shake said it is a cost, so you ain't getting it for free. So make sure you come ready to break bread. Okay. All right. Well, Coach Shake, appreciate you for putting that on. You and Coach Miller for the county, and hopefully it'll be a good time for you for the LA region. Bring some spotlight to the Thunder, to the region. Coach Shake is rebuilding the region all over again. So shout out to Coach Shake. All right. So appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be safe this week, and we'll be back next week. We'll have some more things to talk about. Okay. Polk Hoops get in free. We like the access. We like access. We appreciate you. So till next week, man, y'all be safe. Thank y'all for rocking with us. We do not take it for granted. Till next time, Polk Hoops, we out.